Hello, everyone. Let's get started. How to make more money. We got a case study today. Going to be looking at a husband and wife. Husband is a truck driver and mom works part-time. Wife works part-time. We've got 2 kids in the household, so family of 4, right? And we're just going to jump right into it, not wasting any time. Let's begin. If you're in the house, please drop a comment. Let me know that you're here, ready to go, ready to get started. If you got questions, definitely drop those questions in the comment section in advance, early on, and I will address them once I am done with the lesson here. All right, so here are the numbers, 4 major numbers on the left-hand side here. Income total together, husband and wife, $7,400. Expenses are $5,750. We've got a little over 340,000 of debt. I just kind of rounded it. A portion of that does consist of debt that is on our debt tool, but this is a case study where the client has been doing velocity banking for quite some time now. So we've wiped out credit card debt, wiped out personal loans, no car loans. Only thing that remains is mortgage debt and student loan debt, which is on deferment, right? So this is a case study where this is someone that knows and fully understands velocity banking. They've been doing it for quite some time. They have a debt tool. They have a good read on their numbers month to month. They have good positive cash flow each and every month. And we're now asking the question in this current economy, right? This personal household economy, then there's the global economy. But in this personal household economy, they're figuring out, does it make sense for me to continue to pay off debt? Should I continue this route of paying off the rest of this $340,000 of debt, which will recover a little over $2,000 plus in cash flow, which will take them an additional maybe 3 years, 4 years. I'll go with 4, about 4.5 years conservative. If all the numbers stay the same, income doesn't increase, which it should. But under 5 years doing velocity banking, they should be completely debt free. Now, husband and wife, they're like, husband's 48, I think wife's 47. So 48 years old, right? Been doing velocity banking for about good 2 years now. Should they keep going this route, right? And this is something that a lot of my clients are now starting to ask the question. Those of you who've been working with me since 2018, 2019, maybe 2020, and you're 2 years, 3 years, 4 years into it, you still have debt, but you've got control. You've got authority over your debt now. You've mastered debt. You know how to borrow. You know how to pay off extremely fast. So now you're wondering, should I keep going, or should I now focus on the top line, that income number? With the cash flow that I have accumulated, right? In this example here, they're at $1,650 in cash flow, but when we first started, they were around under 500. So we've jumped 3x in cash flow from under 500, which is not bad. Income has gone up a little bit, but now we're like, how do we add more fuel to the fire here, right? They're thinking, 12 more years till retirement. Husband's been this is a truck driver scenario here. So he's been driving trucks for 10 years for someone, for 10 plus years, driving for someone, for a corporation, for another vision, for another mission, for another purpose. But what about this household? Are we driving trucks for this household, this kingdom, right? How can this household, this man of the house, become the leader in his own right? in his own kingdom authority and move forward, building a mission, a vision for the family that they can all get behind, right? And create massive wealth in the same amount of time that it would take me to become debt free. So I either keep going the route, which is not a bad thing, right? Becoming debt free it's not horrible, but it just will not yield the results that most of us think. Like, when I become debt free, I'm now free. You're free from the debt you paid off, but are you free? Are you financially free? Let alone at the least financially independent? And the answer most of the time is no, because you still got to work. You still got to make the money. Or can we create vehicles? Can we create cash flow vehicles that can replace your income, where you don't have to work for someone anymore, and you can redirect that time that you were dedicating to someone else, 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours a week, and let's just recover half of that, right? I'm not saying stop working for someone. I'm just saying, can we start working for you? Can we start building for you, for your kingdom, for your household? Can we start? That's all I'm asking, right? So in this scenario, this is where that client has reached that point where they're like, yes, wife's on board, kids on board, whole house is on board. They've had the conversations. They're ready to move forward, right? Now we're just exploring what are our options, what makes sense according to the skills, gifts, and talents of this household, right? And I'm specifically looking at husband, truck driver, 10 plus years, right? So in addition to the four major numbers, we've got a HELOC, second position, 50 grand, 5.5%. Could very easily at some point convert this to a first lien HELOC. So we discussed that a little bit. That gives us access to more capital from the house that they're paying off. So we can simultaneously continue to pay off debt doing velocity banking, and at the same time using the same capital that we're using to pay off debt to fund your business ventures, right? Very unique way of doing that. So that's our debt tool. Savings, got 12,000 in savings. We just came off of a chunk, so there's like 15,000 or so left, right? That's going to get wiped out in the next, probably by the new year. That'll be pretty much done, right? And they can push the savings into the HELOC if they want to go ahead and do that. That would be an option. They've got a 401k, a little over 240k, 10 years of driving trucks, the big ones, 18-wheelers, right? 10 years plus experience. Wife's on board with velocity banking. Wife's on board with building a business. Kids are on board. He's on board. So, that's where I kind of like to get to that point where there's no conflict in the house. I don't want to be competing with wife when I'm trying to talk to husband, or I don't want to be competing with husband when I'm talking to wife in regards to building wealth, right? I can't have skepticism. I can't have doubt and fear. I need them both on the same page. And what's beautiful is velocity banking allows that to happen over time when I'm working with my clients, right? Because in the beginning, typically I'm just talking to husband or I'm just talking to wife because one of them signed up for financial coaching. Most of the time, it's not both of them signing up at the same time. It's wife made a decision, invested in coaching with Denzel, or husband made a decision, is now investing in coaching with Denzel, right? So I'm just talking to husband or just talking to wife for like the first year and a half. And our strategy is produce results. Let's give something to wife to see where she can say, dang, the car's paid off, honey? Credit cards are done? Yes, dear. Would you like to go have that 5-star steak? Yes. Awesome, right? You take her to the dinner. You spend good money. You tip the waiter good, right? You go home, right? You have a wonderful romantic evening, and then you drop it on her, right? Once you've taken good care of her, you got her in the zone, that's your moment to strike. You say, listen, here's what we're going to do. I want to share this with you. I've been able to pay off the debt, pay off the car debt, pay off the credit cards, your loans, my loans. Only thing that remains, honey, is the mortgage, right? Clearly, this strategy works. Let me show you some videos of the person I've been watching. He's a young guy, but trust me, this will help us change our lives. If I can get you on board, we can come together, right, in this journey of ours to creating financial freedom, I think we can go faster if we're both on the same page, right? So wife starts watching the videos. Oh, okay, Oh, okay, let's go, right? That's where we want to get to that point where everybody's on the same page, right? So these are the numbers. Here are our assets. Here's our skills, gifts, talents, experience. 3 business opportunities that I believe are in alignment. And by the way, I'm talking to my clients back and forth, brainstorming ideas. I'm letting them come up with the answers, the solutions, right? I'm letting them say what it is that they think they can do. And all I'm doing is saying, well, that already exists, and I have a service for that right here. Oh, that already exists. You might want to check out this YouTube channel, right? And start exposing yourself to the information. And then it just so happens that now I can work with them on a deeper level, maybe with one of my business partners, right? So here's an example of that. I've got 2 business partners that I believe would be in perfect alignment for this type of situation. And this is already happening with so many other clients, right? So nothing is set in stone just yet, but we're exploring these ideas, right? The first business opportunity, full-time worker here, is they can create either an Amazon store, e-commerce, or Shopify store, and they could build a brand in the process around truck driving, or I should say truck driving needs, right? Truck driving accessories, right? 5 top things, top tools, five best tools that every truck driver that drives cross state lines needs to have in their truck, right? So you could create content around it and then have products and services that provide truck drivers in your industry, because you've been driving trucks for 10 plus years now. You know a thing or two that is needed in that like cabin in the back thing, right? What is needed? What type of boots should I be wearing? What type of clothes should I be wearing? The gloves. Maybe there's a seat cushion. My goodness, I don't know if anyone's ever been in an 18-wheeler before, but I remember being in one back in, I want to say, before 2008. It was like 2000, maybe 6, 2005. I think I'm maybe 8, 9 years old. And my stepdad, he drove the big 18-wheeler trucks. He was moving dirt in New York, right? And for those of you that don't know, dirt quite expensive up north, right? And so just by moving dirt was like a payday. So you do like 2 or 3 of those, I think, in a day, maybe more. I remember him taking me on a trip, and the whole time it's like this. Dong, 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 dong. I'm like, my God, I could not sleep. So I'm on the passenger seat. So I can only imagine, like, you're driving that truck doing one of these, when they make the big wide turns and they're coming right at you, you're like, oh my God. So what are some tools, what are some resources to make that 10-hour workday just a little less stressful, right? What like lumbar things should they have in the seat, or like I said, the cushion, or certain gloves, right, needed. You got those trucks where you've got all those them straps that they throw over to lock down. That's a lot of work to like lock down things, and if you're not using the proper gloves, or if you got weak gloves, the callus is insane. What can build up, or the cuts that can happen if you don't got the right boots and you're on a construction site. I mean, what hard hat do we need? What vest do we need? All this different stuff could be products and services that you, the truck driver, could provide on your e-commerce store. A little bit of marketing dollars, creating content organically, can drive passive income with the help of a business partner, right? Alex Albaran being one of them. And I believe I saw him in the chat. So, yes, I did. Says good morning to everyone. So, Alex Albaran would be a great addition to opening up an Amazon Shopify store. And I'll share his website information, links, and all that good stuff. I have quite a few clients that have worked with Alex in regards to starting a YouTube channel, building an Amazon, Walmart, Shopify store, marketing, Facebook ads, right? Anything that has to do with this number, the income, he's the guy I go to, right? So that's one opportunity, and I put the rough estimated investment in that opportunity, working with him, right? Somewhere around 10 grand, could be less, maybe a little more, depends on how much money we put into marketing, I believe. And if you're to connect with him, obviously he can explain more. The second opportunity I think is very unique. And again, I'll go through each page, link, and all that good stuff. But potentially starting a LegalShield business, right? Rough 2K investment, right? And I added up all the different fees here, and I just kind of way overestimated. But this will actually be working with me directly. I'm a LegalShield associate, so I provide legal protection services to a lot of different families. And this is another passive stream. It's active in the beginning, eventually converts to passive, to subscription model type business. But this company has a unique product for commercial drivers, right? So they have a commercial driver LegalShield plan for truck drivers, $32.95 a month, and it protects truck drivers. Now, if you don't know this is something that I learned. Anyone that drives trucks for a living, for those of you who are on the road in your little sedans and you cut off the 18-wheeler, I'm sure most of you have done that before when you're on the highway, right? 18-wheeler's doing, a steady 65, 70, 75, and you're coming up on the right lane or you're coming on the left lane and you're doing one of these to try and jump in front of cars. Understand that when you get in front of an 18-wheeler, if you're within, I think, 50 feet or 100 feet, whoever's a truck driver here can correct me, but when you cut in front of them, it may not even feel like you're cut in front of them. But you have to understand, they can get a ticket for tailgating people, right? For being within a certain distance. So if a police officer is on this side, you're on this side, you cut in front, cop didn't see that. He sees a big old 18-wheeler tailgating that little 4-door sedan with a baby in the back, right? Cop might do one of these and pull the truck over, give him a ticket. And you have to understand, those drivers, they can't afford to have too many tickets. I don't even think they can have more than 2. And they could lose their, the CDL license, I believe. So that is an example. There's a certain respect that all of us need to have when we're driving near those 18-wheelers. We have to be very, conscious of that. But a lot of us don't know, which is why as a truck driver, they have way more training, right? And they're actually the best drivers on the road, technically speaking, because of the amount of work and training practice that goes into driving those trucks. So there are these legal protection services that if you're a truck driver and you know the lingo, you know the language, right? You could approach the company you work for. You can approach solo truck drivers who have their own truck maybe, or they have a small fleet of trucks delivering, right? Picking up, dropping off, things like that. And you can provide them with this plan, $32.95 a month, and you would receive a residual stream of income for as long as they maintain that subscription. So that's a very, nice little stream of income that can most definitely build into a multiple six-figure stream, and you don't have to do any recruiting whatsoever. It's just straight up sales and marketing. So that's it, right? So that's the second opportunity there. And then the third is something they expressed, or I kind of dropped the seed in, which is, hey, you've been driving for someone. If we were to just convert to driving for yourself by acquiring a truck, and then you put someone in that truck and they drive it, you now have two trucks because you're still working for the company that you work for that provide the truck for you. And then you went and bought a truck, and now that's on the road making money. That right there could double your income just from that investment. So I did a case study a while back where someone was in the process of financing a vehicle, and it was somewhere around 70 grand. So I just put that number as to what I think it might cost. Now, due to inflation and everything going up since then, I'm pretty sure that number is probably higher now for a, one of them big trucks. So I'm pretty sure it's probably higher now. That number was a number I pulled back in 2020, I think it was. Yeah, 2020. So 2 years later, pretty sure it's more than that. And some interesting ways to acquire that truck would either be, well, we could do velocity banking to make a large payment on it and then finance it through our debt tool at a potentially a much lower interest rate than whatever the financing that we could get, which is one route. Or the second could hook up with another business partner of mine, Sebastian Boyer, who teaches people how to build credit, gain access to funding, capital, build business credibility, build business credit, right? And acquire tools to fund your business. So by working with him, making an investment somewhere around 2K, he's got an entire course, coaching, the whole nine on his site. So $19.97 is one of his offers. He has others as well. But regardless of whether they went the velocity banking route to acquire that truck or finance it, building business credit, especially running a trucking business, is going to be critical in regards to scaling and expanding, right? If you want to eventually have a fleet of trucks one day, it's imperative to have that type of access to credit and funding. So he can help build that, and that is a way where there's activity involved that can lead to passive, because now you're acquiring a truck or multitude of trucks, putting drivers in the trucks, creating opportunities for those drivers, and splitting the difference. And now you're profiting while you sleep, and now you're able to spend more time at home with the kids because you're not on the road, right? 200 days out of the year, right? Or however many days it is, right? That you're driving. So now you're able to 2x to 10x that income over a period of the next 4 years, 4.5, 5 years, same amount of time it would take you to pay off debt, so that when we hit year 4, year 5, I can just stroke a check, wipe out the debt in one shot, but now I have 10x more cash flow to work with, 10x more income. And I would be 53, sitting real pretty, right? And so those are the three opportunities that I think would be very, very advantageous. This was a little breakdown of the costs within working with me in terms of building a LegalShield business. It's one of the cheapest options out of all three, but not to say that it's the best one. But it's just a a simple one where they acquire a protection plan for themselves and then talk to other drivers along the way, and they can have their little niche, right, service there. Costs $99 to enroll in the business. Then I think it's like 20 something dollars a month for training materials and all this other stuff. And then within LegalShield, you can use them to actually incorporate your business, right? LLC, right? So it's $149 working with them plus state filing fees. So that might run you additional $500, $600 or so dollars, depending on what state that you're in. Could be a little more, a little less. And so all of that is included in the 2K that I put there. So we got 2K, 2K, and 10. So you could round it up, say 15 grand. That's about a chunk's worth. That could come right from the debt tool or savings, right? Another option is working with Sebastian here for additional capitals. They can do what's called a rollover business startup, ROBS, rollover business startup, where you can roll over this capital into your business and not have the early withdrawal penalty fee out of your retirement account. So if you were to roll over, I don't know, a portion of that or even all of it, that's a significant amount of capital to jumpstart your business, right? With the intent of building a multiple six leading to a seven-figure, income. And that makes total sense. So those are the three opportunities: the rough investment to acquire the service, and then the other costs here in terms of the funding for that truck. So was it 70, 82, 480, under 100K, right? But again, if I didn't buy it out in one shot, like I don't know if I would want to go that route. I'd rather finance it and then have a driver pay off the truck via their activity. And then I can, do a lot of tax deductions and things like that in the process, which would be nice. Now, in addition to those three things, while this person is on the road driving, they could be creating content with their phone. They can get one of them things that holds the phone, attach a mic, and they can just talk, maybe start a podcast, video podcast, short clips, giving tips to new drivers, aspiring drivers, those that want to get their CDL license. And this guy could be giving them tips on how to pass the test, how to study for the test, things to be aware of, how to do how to back in the vehicle. I mean, you could do so many different things while on the road in their scheduled time already. So it's not taking away from their time when they're home with the kids, right? In addition, as they're creating content, they're building an audience, they're building a community of, say, truck drivers. Person could provide consulting for truck drivers, right? He could coach, charge $150, $200 an hour. I would say whatever he's getting paid per hour now, you have to make sure your consulting fees are higher than that, right? This way there's an incentive to do that. Then there's speaking gigs, right? And you could literally, this is a blue ocean strategy. I don't know too many speakers who are truck drivers, right? You guys have to understand the opportunity and see it in advance before it happens. And the reality is, with the rise of online shopping and purchases globally and people shipping everything to their house, who's doing the shipping? Who's doing all that work, right? Who's doing all that work? Who's driving all these trucks? Who's managing this, right? So I think there is an amazing opportunity as we go year by year moving forward. It's only increasing the amount of online shopping that's occurring, which is going to require more trucks on the road, more licensed drivers. And if you created a course, if you created coaching, consulting programs, a community, speaking to train these drivers, do you know what kind of money you could be making? Existing corporations that have fleets of vehicles could bring you in to talk to their drivers to motivate them, inspire them on the road, right? Motivated workers, inspired workers, happy workers perform better, which means more profits for the company. So if that meant investing $10,000 to have you speak to them for 2 hours, 4 hours, right? That's an opportunity in and of itself as a truck driver. And so you got to see those opportunities, right? Now, due to the fact that this is a household, family of 4, we don't have to do this alone, right? This type of ideas of making more money does not have to be something you do alone. It doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. If you're willing to invest in yourself, which the person already is, they've already invested in me, so they have me as their financial coach. They add Alex as a marketing guy. They add Sebastian as a business credit guy. Maybe they get a personal credit, which they probably don't even need anymore. Their credit's great because due to velocity banking, it increases your credit score very well over the years that you're doing it. So maybe they acquire a tax person. They got they got a lawyer in the back pocket, say through LegalShield. So they're doing all these different things, but then to delegate the task, right? So they delegate opening an Amazon, Shopify, e-commerce store to Alex. That's delegation. Investment, delegate. LegalShield business, delegate to Denzel, right? Leverage him. But also, because you're going to be building your own community, you need to develop the words to speak to your people to get them enrolled. And then when talking to companies, there's some leveraging that you can do within the company to allow them to process those deals for you, right? Sebastian, that's investing in him. Boom. Delegate. As it relates to creating content, you could be the one that creates the content as the truck driver, but as it relates to editing, posting, uploading, scheduling, title, thumbnails, I would totally put them kids to work, right? I think the kids are teens. They grew up with iPhones and iPads. They know how to post, upload, schedule. You might be totally surprised, but they know how to use technology. So you got 2 assets right there that you can use to help manage the content that you're creating. They can build your social media channels for you. They could create cool names for you, cool tags and thumbnails and posts, and you name it. And so that's on automatic because now you're just building an online presence. Then you can have wife who works part-time. You can have her quit her part-time job over time by having her manage the e-commerce store with Alex. So Alex could teach wife and you, right? So you're both learning together. But once his work is complete, his intent is to get you to fully comprehend your own store and then create a service where you have other people manage the store for you. So it's completely passive, no work on your end. You're just receiving the check in the mail. So if you have wife managing the e-commerce store, she's now able to work from home, right? Which that's what wife wants anyway, right? She expressed that. She's like, oh, I want to work from home. I want to spend more time with the kids. I don't want to have to work part-time, right? She has to work part-time because you as the man, as the head of household, are not able to cover all the bills, right? So you need her to work. But now you can present her with a strategy that says, hey, babe, how would you like to work from home, right? From your laptop. No rigorous work here. Spend more time with the kids, right? We're able to focus more on getting them educated and prepared for the world, right? And she'll make more money than she would ever make at that part-time job, right? So you have wife manage that part, and that's going to help bring in more income. And then you keep leveraging Denzel through the velocity banking, the infinite banking, the Kingdom Authority, the platform that I have, the private community that I have. I mean, how cool would it be to have someone in my community that speaks to truck drivers? I have quite a few clients who drive trucks, men and women, driving trucks all over the U.S. So Having someone that has a business model that can be duplicated is an additional service that you could leverage me for. I'm the one bringing in a ton of leads already. I have a solid base community already. I have a foundation. Could leverage the heck out of me for me to send you more business over time just by me talking about you. Just like I do with Alex, just like I do with Sebastian, just like I do with Brittany Green, with Steve Parisi over at IBC Global. That's all I'm doing all day long is I'm connecting people, right, to where they gotta go, right? I'm directing traffic. I'm like, go this way. Boom, make a left, make a right, go this way, right? That's all I do on this channel, and I run the numbers, and we keep it going, right? So that's the case study. I'm pretty much done, right? So just to recap, 4 major numbers. They know velocity banking. They're effective. They're leveraging. They're paying down debt. 3 business opportunities. We went through the cost here, who to work with, the additional, the breakdown of the cost of starting a business, LLC, all that good stuff. The intangible stuff like creating content, consulting, and speaking gigs, that's building up the skills, gifts, and talents. The way we manage, create automated systems and processes, right? Have the kids manage the content. Wife manages the e-commerce store, and then you continue to work with me one-to-one, and we go from there. So let me go ahead and share my screen and show you guys the website for working with Alex. So just gonna copy paste this, throw that in the chat. Boom. Throw that up on the screen like that. We will build your automated passive Amazon store for you. Boom, you click that, jump on a call with Alex, you fill that form out, and you get to work. All right, if it makes sense, boom, you get that going. Then there's the business credit, right? This is if you wanted to go the route of financing through the business that the person would establish for the truck driving business, where instead of financing the vehicle through his personal credit, person could finance it through the business, and there's potential tax deductions. There's a ton of different stuff, right? Then there's the LegalShield. Simple, nothing crazy. Drop that link. Go like that. That would be step 1, forming a business. Person's serious, so they want to have a truck driving business, might as well develop an LLC that is based around that. LegalShield does provide a really unique service for it, and it's quite affordable. So you would click, get a plan, get that going. And then in terms of what you would be selling, we go over here to commercial drivers, right? So $32.95 a month, right? And this is education that you can provide. So it says, spend your time on the things that matter to you most. Let LegalShield protect you. LegalShield attorneys can help keep you on the road, right? Drivers that get tickets or get audited, they lose money when they're not on the road, right? If the company that they work for, right, and they get too many tickets, they could lose their whole stream of income because of some tuturu on the road that cut them over. You know what I mean? So tragic accident representation in case something happens, license reinstatement, moving violations, Department of Transportation and non-moving violations, property damage collection, personal injury collection. There's a lot of lingo here that truck drivers would know, that you as the provider, as a truck driver, educating them, saying, look, you could have the company pay this for you that you work for. You can have it for yourself if you're driving your own trucks, right? What's $32 a month, right? And that would be passive income for the individual, right? So those are the 3 different services. I'll stop Sharing my screen. We'll come back to the board and we'll look at some Q&A. So let's see what we got. I'm bringing up to the top here. Cameron, how you doing? Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Joseph. Ready from North Carolina. Hey, Joseph, I'm going to be in South Carolina if you want to meet me in person. I'm doing an event October 8th. October 8th, going to be in South Carolina doing a financial conference, financial workshop. Have a client of mine that is actually hosting the event, which is so awesome. And I will drop the link there. It's right on my website. You go to financial events, and that'll be the first one that you see. Boom. Drop that there so you guys have that. Let's see. Mona Lisa, hello, hello. Kelvin, how you doing? David says I'm on point. Generational wealth and protection. What does that say? Signet rings, family creed, code of covenant with godly principles applied. Okay, going deep. Also protection from generational cursed land trust, wills. Love it. Prenup, especially from, okay, good stuff. Good morning, Jessro. Pearl is in the house. This is who is running the event, October 8th. Connect with her. She's got a blog. Go ahead, drop your website, Pearl, in the chat, and I'll bring it up on the screen. You can check her out. She says, can we share this video? Although he plans to be at the conference, needs to hear this and see this. Can we share this video at your conference? More than happy to. I could take like a small clip of it if you want, or something like that. Or we can just you could just email blast it to everyone if you want to do something like that. Yes, Jessro will be there. Awesome. Wealth Wisdom Financial. Good morning. All about the reviewing the numbers, implementation, making 1% adjustment makes huge impact over time. Absolutely. Sean says, finally caught a live stream. Yes, happy to have you here. Happy to have you. Fantastic. Budget and finance, how are you? Hello from Maine. Awesome. Any questions, concerns? If not, we'll close it out here. This is just a quick case study. I'm going to do more of these because I feel like I have done so many velocity banking case studies. I can't say it no differently. I'm just going to keep saying the same thing, and eventually it clicks. But the content is there. Over 100 plus case studies using credit cards, HELOCs in the first, second position, all-in-one loan, personal line of credit, secured line of credit, the infinite bank. Well, I haven't really covered too much on infinite banking, so there's a lot of content to discuss there. But velocity banking at this point, it's been said, right? You either do it or you don't do it. Either you implement it, you don't implement it. It's a tool in your tool belt that you can have. You can use it to actually make more money, right? A lot of different things that we can do with that. But what I want to start doing is elevating the conversation to the top line number. How do we bring in more money? It's only going to improve your debt freedom strategy, right? And really just mapping out the timeline, right? You want to, whether you're doing velocity banking or snowball or avalanche, map out the timeline. How many years would it take me to get out of debt? 6 years. Okay, that's your timeline. 5.5. Ask yourself, with the current cash flow I have now, can I take that cash flow, put it into a business venture, business opportunity, or honing in on my skills, gifts, and talents to increase my value in the marketplace to double, triple, quadruple, 5x, up to 10x or more my income in the same 6 years or less? Could I not just write a check and pay off all my debt in the same amount of time it would take you to become debt free, right? So that conversation starts to creep at you because I'm already planting the seed. It starts to happen, I want to say, after a year and a half, 2 years of doing velocity banking, roughly, right? It's not a conversation I lead with my clients because I'm meeting them where they're at. I'm simply hearing what they say. And oftentimes, Denzel, I want to pay off debt. Gotcha. I'm just laser focused on helping them accelerate their debt. Then the following conversations, after the 10th conversation, the 12th, the 15th, the 20th, they're like, hey, saw a video you did on just, making more money. You did a case study with a truck driver, an educator. I'm an educator. And I want to know if, based on my numbers, if that's something that would make sense, or maybe I could take a portion of the cash flow, put it into starting a business, and then the rest keep doing velocity banking with. And I'm like, absolutely. Then I shift gears. Okay, we're no longer just paying off debt. We're now going into creating more income, right? So here's how it would look if, let's say we went the financing route. They got a $50K HELOC, and like I said earlier, they could easily convert that to a first lien mortgage, right? I think they owe $250, and the property is worth $5. So if they were to get 80% LTV, say they had a $400,000 first lien HELOC that they converted to, with, say, $240 owed on it, which is the first mortgage that now is in the first lien HELOC. So mortgage is now paid off. Now it's just a first lien HELOC. $240 is owed, right? Maybe they get a lower rate. Maybe it's higher. Who knows? We look for the best rates we can find. And we'll go 400,000 minus 240. So 160K available. Let's say they just bought the truck outright from the first lien. So now they're back up to 310. And we would do velocity banking. All their income going in, expenses coming out. Now that it's a first lien HELOC, their mortgage from that $5,750 was roughly a $2,000 plus payment. So that's $2,000 less dollars coming out. So it'll be more like $3,750 is what's actually coming out of the HELOC. The rest stays in. That's instant more cash flow already. They've got this truck completely paid off. They put a driver in it. Person keeps driving their truck at the company they work for. They now have a truck that they own. They throw a driver in there. They send him or her on the road. That starts bringing in cash flow, additional, right? Cash flow from biz per month. That cash flow can get parked into the HELOC and then moved back out into the business checking to run the operation costs for that company, right? So that could be something very unique. And then at the same time, whether they did this first or they started here, or maybe they start here, at some point they can implement all three. Everything can be coming in and out of the HELOC, right? And then can get to a point we can separate where we got the first lien HELOC on their personal income, and then we get a business debt tool to do velocity banking through the business, through business credit cards, business line of credit, things like that, to create that true separation, and that's fine too. So that's how that would look. Let me see. I think I see a couple more questions that came in. Oh, Sean, you're brand new. What is a HELOC? Okay, HELOC is a home equity line of credit, either in the first or second position. If it's a HELOC in the second position, that means you have a mortgage, 30-year, 15-year traditional mortgage, and you're able to pull from the equity of that property and get a second position. Now you have a second debt, technically speaking, second line on your property, which can be used to pay off the first mortgage faster than you sending extra payments to the mortgage itself. Okay, hence velocity banking. So you're brand new, you'll have to, watch my case studies on that so you can fully comprehend it. I'm in 125K of debt, making 70K a year. I need your help. Okay, action step is to go to my website, right? View the financial coaching services that I have available. I will put that in the chat, and we can get to work. That's simple. If you're in a position where you are low cash flow, zero cash flow, negative cash flow, there are ways to work with me for free, but it will cost you your effort. You have to put in work to work with me, right? We don't do wasteful charity here, right? Let's put it that way. We don't do wasteful charity. I don't waste my time, right? Very, very simple, straight to the point. I want to see you win, but if you're not ready to win, if you don't want to win, how can I help you, right? So it's got to be very, very direct in terms of what do you want to do? How serious do you want to work with me, Mr. Phil, right? How serious are you? I just gave you an action step. You can fill out a contact form, get a hold of me. You'll get put into my email newsletter, and I'm going to provide data, provide information. You email me directly. You say, listen, I'm negative cash flow, zero cash flow, low cash flow. I can't afford your services. What are my options? I'm going to send you a PDF, instructions on what you need to do, numbers that you need to send my way, your goals, mission, values, everything. You send it to me. Once you do the work, schedule a coaching call with me, and we're going to work through the numbers. And then I'll provide additional action steps in that call. And I'll say, if you do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, you will gain more of my time. If you do not, c'est la vie, have a nice day. I can't help you. It's going to be that straight to the point, right? For those that have the money, that are willing to invest, I'm a little more lenient, right? Because you made the investment, right? Now it's a matter of you following up with the same work that I'm going to give him. It's the same work, nothing different. It's the same work. But you now paid for convenience. You now invested, and I'm ready to go to work. But if you don't schedule a call with me, if you don't send me your numbers, it's going to be the same treatment. I don't know how to help you. You can tell me your life story. You can tell me your pains, your traumas, your tribulations and trials, and how you prayed and how you did this and how you're a Christian, I'm a Christian, and you align with me and you love my work. Guys, I love it. That's great. But in the beginning, I'm trying to serve. I'm trying to go to work, right? I'm going to be on the phone listening to you tell me your life story. Soon as you're done, because I don't want to be rude, right? Soon as you're done, I'm going to say, so what are your numbers? Did you send me your numbers? I didn't get an email from you. Did you get that spreadsheet? I sent it 4 times. Just want to make sure, right? That I'm not showing up in your spam. You got that spreadsheet? Yes, I have the spreadsheet. Did you fill it out? Yes, I fill it. Okay, can you send it to me? After you just got done telling me your tragic life story and all this trials and tribulations you went through. I just go right to it, because I'm like, this person just invested money and they want to tell me their life story in the beginning. I want to learn about you, but I first want to serve you. Then I want to learn about you to build a strong connection that will last forever. That's how I operate. Some people lead with the emotion and the sweet stuff, and we sugarcoat things. I'm just not that kind of guy. I'm more of a strategist. I just give me the numbers. Let me put this on the whiteboard. Let me display it for you. Let me show you. Boom, get to work. Let's have some fun, right? Once I see you getting the results, now I'm gonna be like, so tell me, how's the family doing? Right? I love hearing, like I just had a case study recently, a guy making over 7 figures a year, husband and wife, they run an organization, they run a company, they got employees. When we first started talking, he mentioned how wife does all the payroll, the paying of bills, right? She handles all the money for the most part in the company. So her desk, you can imagine this whiteboard here, just imagine like a bunch of papers everywhere, right? All lined up, all receipts, everything, right? Just imagine that. Full of papers, like a messy desk. Like you walk into an office, it's just a mess of papers, right? But it's organized in that person's mind because that's how they operate. Tell me how, after just 2 or 3 velocity banking discussions, he told me, he was like, dude, my wife, after we started implementing velocity banking, running everything through the line, then pulling it out to pay all the expenses, I walked into her office the other day. It was cleaned. Like there were no bills due on her table. Everything was taken care of, automated, paid off. The stress levels have come down dramatically because of the process that we implemented. That is where, okay, we just crossed a threshold of trust and belief. Now I get to have some more dialogue with him, get wife on board, and start, okay, what are wife's goals and dreams and visions? What's your vision, dreams and goals, right? What do you want to accomplish here, right? What's the next stage, right? So I need that results first in order for me to get to that kind of conversation. But then again, I'm not a rude person. I'm just kind of straight, just straight to the point. So I'm going to let you tell your story. I'm going to let you tell me, your pains and your trials. But at the end of the day, we got to get to work. Got to get to work. Looking forward to possibly meeting you in South Carolina, Tim. That is awesome. I look forward to meeting you, man. Please come. Please come. I'm trying to get Social Security and getting ready to rent truck for Amazon routes. What are my options? Well, I don't know what you're trying to say there, because I think there's some grammatical error there. So if you can fix that, try to answer your question. But this isn't my area, by the way. I'm not no Amazon expert, truck expert. I'm just providing a case study, and I got enough information to be able to deliver it, right? Let's see. I understand about numbers. Let me just get to the point. Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, what was that question, though, man? Write it again. Watching you for years. Thank you for today's discussion. I've dug deep into velocity banking. Love it. Also, yesterday was my last day at my job, taking a 45% pay increase starting Monday. Is that you move from one job to another, or you're now like in your own business and you're making more money now? Let me know what that was. But for Daya, trying to get out of Social Security and getting ready to rent a truck for Amazon routes. There's YouTube channels of people that share their journey of the type of business that they're running. So you could I would YouTube that. Starting a business in Amazon, something like that. Driving trucks for Amazon, creating routes. I'd research that, see what comes up. One job to another in this case. Planning business in the future. Got it. Cool. Finally, 10K a month in income. Love it. Love it. Awesome work. Any other questions? Let me take a look at the board one last time. I don't see any other questions. I think Daya might have left. This is good. An hour. Quick, right? I'm going to get faster with this. Usually I'm like 2 hours. I babble and talk a lot. But I'm going to start getting quicker with this stuff. I'm getting better. I'm trying. All right. Let's see. Couple more seconds. Give you an opportunity. If not, we're going to close it out. I don't see nothing. Okay. Have a wonderful day, guys. God bless. We'll be talking soon. Next week, I won't be live because I'll be in South Carolina, October 8th. So if you want to meet me in person, check out that link on my website. Pearl, you never dropped your website. I don't know if you left, but I didn't see you drop a chat of your website. I encourage you to do that. Even after the recording is done, you can put it in the comments section so people can see that, so they can register, right? You got to keep promoting it leading up to the event. Keep promoting it because, sometimes people buy their ticket last second because they hear about it last minute and they're like, yeah, I want to come and support. So drop that there. You just commented again. Drop your website now, right? Get it going. Cameron says, thank you. I'm trying to give you the opportunity right now to drop your website. Got to be quick with it. Yeah, Daya says, thanks. Cool. But yeah, if you're in the neighboring states, you live in South Carolina, you're a client of mine, great opportunity to meet me in person. I'm going to be bringing some gifts, okay? Kingdom Protocol. Going to be bringing some gifts, some nice surprises. So if you got your ticket to come to the conference, the link is on my website, okay? I'll put it up again, and you'll see the tab says Financial Events, right? And right there, DenzelRodriguez.com/financial events. Check that out. Come hang out with me. Let's have fun. I'm bringing my girlfriend as well, so you guys get to meet her. You get to meet the woman behind the scenes, the one that is doing the back end work that you don't see, giving me cool ideas and stuff to motivate me, keep me going. Powerful, powerful stuff. Thank you, Denzel. Love the way you teach. Straight to the point. Easy to understand. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes. Let's see. So the following week, I should go live, right? And we'll just keep doing more of these case studies. Diana says, I've been watching your videos and contemplating velocity banking. Love your content. However, I think it cut you off there. Finish your thought. I'll ask more questions later. Now's the time. Dude, I'm done. Right? I'm here for you. I finish. Ask your questions. Right? I usually go like 2 hours, but I'm done. I'm done. Let's see. All right. Not going to hold y'all. 57 people in the house. Go ahead, like this video. Right? Hit the like. If you're not subscribed, I got a lot of people that watch me for a while now. I don't think you ever hit the subscribe button. I usually don't even mention it. I forget all the time. But subscribe. Okay, here we go. Have a second position home equity loan that is closed. My bank says I can convert to HELOC, but I will have to convert my balance of $27,000 into the new HELOC. What's the problem with that? I don't see a problem with that. So it sounds like, based on the data you gave me so far, which isn't a lot, sounds like you have a home equity loan. This is before you coming across Velocity Banking, so you didn't know. Now you've heard about HELOCs. You're like, oh my God, I could probably use that. I'm guessing you owe $27,000 on the home equity loan. It's locked. There's a set payment. It's amortized, right? You're getting hit with interest and it's a locked payment. You can't access the equity. But now the bank is giving you an opportunity to unlock that home equity loan into a home equity line of credit. And I don't know, maybe they give you $35K, $40K, $50K, but you'll owe 27 initially. That's not an issue. So you would literally you would start doing Velocity Banking on that HELOC at that new rate, right? Whether it's a higher rate, a lower rate, preferably a lower rate or equal to, even if it's a higher rate, understand once you start incorporating Velocity Banking, we can cut that higher rate in half and it'll be less than whatever your home equity amortized loan rate is, because that's a loan, right? Amortized. Versus the HELOC being simple interest, you start doing Velocity Banking on the debt tool itself, you're now able to drive all your income into the line, bring that down faster, and start knocking out whatever other debts that you have. So I don't see an issue. Kind of nervous having such a huge balance just starting off in Velocity Banking. Thoughts? Again, you already have a large balance. So we're not adding new debt. We're simply moving one debt to another location. You've got the same amount of debt, but now you've just unlocked access to the capital, right? And we're going to immediately put that to work, right? Great info. You've been doing this before it became a trend. Great job. You know what? Arguably, I don't even think it's still, I don't think it's trending yet. Don't think so. There's not very many of us, that teach this. So it doesn't get a whole lot of attention to begin with. So we'll see. I think it might take a couple of years for it to really become more mainstream. A couple more years. But back to you, Diana. Yeah, I would say you're good to go. You're good to go. And it's the same bank, so it's not like I gotta convert to a whole new bank, open up a whole new checking account, and move all my banking over. Nice little easy process there to get access to a debt tool. That's the only way we can do Velocity Banking, is when we have access to a debt tool, right? Current one that you have is not a debt tool. What you're looking at can be. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, email me. Send me all your numbers. Send me all the details. Like, give me more data to go off of to see what situation that you're in, because I'm assuming you have a mortgage and you have a home equity loan. Home equity loan was closed. Now you got an opportunity to open up that equity, right? Move it in, get to work. Get to work. Awesome. So I'm going to get out of here. God bless everyone. Have a wonderful day. We'll be talking soon.